One more kill, and they have done it for the first time ever with this 5. They lift a trophy on land. Finally, they get a championship with this roster on a land event. Hawke, all of their successes have been online, and they call them onliners. Certainly, I think they have a lot of work still to do on land, but they've at least got an event under their belt moving forward, and hopefully for this Gambit roster, the first of many to come.
That was always what Gambit came into this event looking for. They knew they were the favorites. You could see it start to get to them as this grand final went on. They started to slip through their fingers, but they pulled themselves together for Dust 2 for the final map to take it home.
And it's a massive performance from Entropiq as well. Commiserations to the side who come so close to pulling off the reverse sweep. Teams struggle doing that, Hawke. Historically, it's hardly ever happened. The reverse sweep is just so difficult to make happen at a best of 5. A true test of endurance, and Entropiq have shown us positive signs for the future. But for tonight, it is Gambit, and will be the team happy with the celebrations. They did get that experience. They were able to come to LAN. I'm sure they've learned a lot. I mean, they've lost to some teams far down the rankings. Enterprise coming in with the win. Fiend able to take a best of 1 win against them as well. I mean, this is definitely not been the cleanest of events for Gambit, but it will be a little sigh of relief from them coming into today. I'm sure they will still have criticism in the fashion that it was done in, but Gambit's certainly going to be happy about taking this win.
And whenever you have a best of 5 like this, you know you've got to exchange the handshakes. There's a lot of love shown between these guys. They know each other well. And Entropiq are that next team that I think a lot of people have their eye on from this region. And this was certainly a game where they proved to us what they can do. They showed us that they have got that solid fragging roster across the board. Even if it doesn't show up on the final map, the fact that they do so well, definitely a great sign for this team. And I'm sure in the moment, it's never going to feel good as a competitor. But they'll watch back this final, and they will be impressed with some of those map wins, especially that overpass. Yeah. They just came in and they played so free and with such confidence. And that's rare for teams that haven't had that much experience under these circumstances.
And I think it's going to sting a little more the fact that you were able to pull off Overpass, you're able to pull off Mirage, and you head into what is going to be a Dust 2 do or die, all or nothing scenario, and you just don't get off to a start at all. You just aren't able to pick it up, and it is disheartening to see from the Entropiq side, but they are our runners-up. They will be getting their silver medals. And Hawke, this team certainly have a future. Look how many people with that. This team has just got so much support staff around them. So much work goes into putting this roster together. You know, after the major, they come in to play straight to a boot camp. They don't take breaks. They just play Counter-Strike time and time again. But here are the silver medals going out, presented by Balázs Kiel, VP of Esports Miller, providing all of the silver medals to our runners-up here.
It's Esports special. You got to go with the fist bumps instead of the handshake.
Yeah.
And this was a team, remember, that weren't really sure what their future was going to be at one point. They weren't sure about what organization they were going to get themselves under. They were just having to grind whatever the hell they could, any tournament they could. They come into this and now finish second place above some really solid invited teams, some surprising teams that came through even from some of the regions we weren't expecting. They've done a really good job to get to this point. And even the second place medal, I'm sure, is something they hopefully can be proud of.
Yeah, certainly so. And, you know, Hooch is still keeping the spirits high for the sides. You know, it is going to be a sore feeling right now for them in terms of the emotions they'll be feeling. But you know, there is lots to get excited about for this Entropiq side for the future. And getting a silver medal at this kind of event when you're going up against number 3 in the world, who you have historically never really had a great head-to-head matchup against, it's a great performance out of them.
And Hooch, as you said, someone who has been there before and realizes this project still has a long way to go.
He's had a lot of losses, but he'll know how to deal with it, and that's the experience that will be so important to help out with some of the youngsters. And speaking of youngsters, Gambit no longer with that title. And he'll land under their belt. I mean, this is obviously one of the events that is meant to be a confidence booster for Gambit. I don't know if this is so much going to be that in terms of confidence moving forward, but certainly at least they popped the cherry. You know, they've got the LAN win under the belt. They've been able to get that experience, test the map, pull out, and see that, okay, these are the weaknesses we need to work on. And I feel like this is getting very exciting now. Well, here they are, the champions of the V4 Future Sports Festival 2021. It is Gambit who have taken the title here. Their first ever with this roster, this 5 on LAN. And they will start to feel the pressure off of their shoulders now, Hawke, as the gold medals will be presented to them. Balázs president of esports, Millet, providing the gold medals to the champions of the event.
And even if it wasn't as clean as they would have wanted, they have shown something else here. They've shown that grit to be able to come through at the end of that best of 5 and be able to bounce back, be able to get into a scenario where you are under pressure, you have to come back, and you're able to do so. And to an extent, that is the championship mindset. Even when you're not playing at your best, you have to be able to bounce right back. You have to be able to grind out those results. And that's what this will feel like to them, and that's what they've done here.
Yeah, it certainly has been. The trophy sits behind them. I wonder if they'll attempt to lift it up. I think they might need their manager to help them out with that, but it's a huge trophy that sits behind the Gambit players, and a huge accomplishment coming in from the side as well as Gambit. I was just super happy with the result, and you can see just the relief on their shoulders and their faces. And we have got one last award to give out. We have a lot to give out here. It is going to be Shiro, the MVP of the event. Who else as they get the win? Massive performance, and of course being presented by Pasha Biceps, CSGO legend and ambassador of V4 Future Sports. And Shiro, very well deserved. Did go missing in the final for a little while, but throughout the entire competition was just leading in stat categories all over the show, was able to take massive ratings throughout this entire event. There's no one else that really deserves this other than Shiro at this event, Volker.
He had so many impressive moments, so many clutch rounds, so many massive moments throughout. Definitely a deserved MVP.
And here they go, taking to the trophy. Gambit are the champions of the V4 Future Sports Festival 2021. The heroes and champions in Budapest.
Кто-то должен снизу поднимать, кто-то по бокам. По бокам. Вань, по бокам возьми за черный. За черный.
Поднимайте.
Сука, он прям...
Повыше, можно? Я просто...